Hi everyone, this is the second video of the day because if you've seen my last video, you'll see that I mentioned that I will be doing two today because I didn't do one yesterday because it was New Year's Eve and I don't like missing out a day. So anyway, I said at the end of the previous video that I would be discussing next the final aspect or strength when it comes to confidence being a sort of strength of people with ADHD. And I said I would be talking about specifically how people with ADHD can be effective influencers and such. I know there's probably a bit of an awkward topic. It feels like an awkward topic anyway for me to discuss, just because that is more or less what I'm trying to be myself, and whatever, we'll just get into it. So first I'll just mention, if you like the content and you want to see more, follow me here on TikTok, subscribe to the YouTube channel, leave a like, comment, questions you have in the comments, please, questions are useful. Anyway, here we go. Now, what I mean by can be effective influencers, it kind of plays into, again, how the communication skills develop. Now, lots of people with ADHD and autism both struggle with communication, and but there are strategies, as there are with any hurdle, difficulty that you face, that can help you overcome them. But when addressing a subject you're already super interested in or super animated about, when you're someone with ADHD, it's not so hard to breach that whole communication thing, because just by talking about it and letting your enthusiasm, letting your love of this topic kind of come to the surface, you make a compelling situation, that you make a compelling sort of, not performance, but you become a compelling person to people to listen to. So it's hard to put into words in terms of like with being good influencer. It's just because people with ADHD, they can relay their experiences and their strategies, their coping methods, their difficulties, everything that they know about the disorder that they've lived with for however long that they've known that they've had it. Yeah, they can relay it in very compelling ways, especially when they get enthusiastic about it, especially when they feel motivated because they know people want to hear what they have to say. So it's just a situation where people with ADHD, if they do things like this, if they try to raise awareness, if they try to influence people, I'm not just talking about, when they talk about ADHD, or same if you were someone with autism and you talked about autism, I'm talking about any topic. They can connect people who can relate to the experiences, or people who want to know more. So they can connect those two branches, and by doing that, they kind of reduce the stigma on ADHD. And by stigma, I mean all the misconceptions that people tend to have about it. Like, it's all just difficulties, it's all impossible. In school, I had teachers who were convinced that they were doing me a favor by keeping me on easier work, lower levels, because then I wouldn't get stressed, I wouldn't get emotional, and I wouldn't find it difficult. But that was exactly the problem. I wasn't being challenged. And because I wasn't being challenged, I wasn't learning anything. And while that might be in their head, a nice thing to do for, say, a kid who's, you don't want to see them get stressed, you don't want to see them upset or feel like they failed. But that's important when you're growing up, because especially when it comes to the education system, because as you get older, these challenges you need to address, you need to overcome them, you need to learn more things, so then you can actually get yourself into higher education and a better career in the future, and so on and so forth. So by not challenging me, they were actually hindering my future progress. But that all came down just to a stigma that they thought that they were helping me, because they only saw the difficulties associated with ADHD as a neurological disorder, as learning difficulties. That's all they could see. Now, that's the point of this, because people with ADHD, when they get enthusiastic, like myself, about such topics as this, and when they are well informed and they act responsibly with the topic, they can convey all that they know to the public with relative ease, and again, in a very compelling way, because you can trust them, because it's also known that people with ADHD are quite good at building trust with people. And it all ties into this enthusiasm of, you can just tell that they're being honest. Sometimes you can't tell if someone's being honest or not. And a lot of the time, especially today, you're warned about people don't trust too early. But if you're being honest, if you're someone with ADHD, if you're someone with autism, and you just want people to know what it's been like for you throughout your life, if you want to help people who can either relate or people who can learn from what you already experienced, then it's just relays a sense of trust, that you can trust them. It's so hard to put into words, just because even though I'm getting enthusiastic, it's like there's no right way of explaining it. It's just as simple as this form of communication just comes across so easily. Now, and this is what I want to do, okay? I want to be a good influencer. I want to raise awareness for ADHD and autism. I want to explore or share myself in terms of like the stuff I love and why I love it, because not all of it ties into ADHD and autism, but I love it all, and why not talk about the things you like? So, but then I want to help people who are either people who have ADHD or autism, who feel like it's hopeless, or feel like they're no good, or feel like they're worthless or stupid, because those are all things I've felt before. And I want to let them know that it's not that clear cut, it's not that simple. There are difficulties, but again, difficulties can be overcome. They can be worked through. You need support, but so does everyone in one way or another. So there's nothing to feel bad about there. And I want people who don't know much about ADHD or autism to realize that all the stigma, all the misconceptions are not true. Again, just because there are difficulties, just because you function differently, you know, your cognitive capabilities are a little different to people, your behavioral patterns are a little different to other people, doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. And that's what I want to get through. So anyway, I think that's the best I can say about being good influencers. So again, if you like the content, you want to see more, please follow me here on TikTok, subscribe to the YouTube channel, leave a like, leave a comment, questions in the comments, and I'll see you soon. And again, I really hope you have a lovely year, and I hope these videos help. And I guess I'll just see you soon again. Bye.